Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Today we are going to do something a little different. We are going to look at my journey to natural deodorant. Now, when I began to look more in detail at the products that I use for my hair and uncover what kind of ingredients were in there and trying to get away from any harmful ingredients, I decided to extend that practice into what I am using on my body, which includes deodorant. So I looked at the deodorant I was using, which is the Dove deodorant, and there were tons of ingredients in there that I was not comfortable with, so I decided to begin my journey to natural deodorant. Now, let's talk about this stressful journey to natural deodorant. I did a lot of research before I began trying different deodorants because I tried this process before and I just felt like natural deodorant didn't work for me. But after reading tons of articles, a lot of people have said that there is something called a transitioning period, which lasts from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. And during this transitioning period, you are going to sweat more, you are going to smell more, and you should try different products throughout different brands to find something that works well for your skin. So I did start out with the cheaper option. I tried to go back to Tom's deodorant. This is the deodorant that I tried initially, and I thought everything was good in the beginning. In the first 2 to 4 days, I definitely sweat a lot more, but I had started working out a few weeks before, and I thought maybe that is like in correlation with it. I don't know. Obviously you sweat more when you work out, but you shouldn't sweat more throughout the entire day, which was happening. But I was fine with it. If it's just sweating more and I don't smell, then I can deal with that. On day 5, I actually began to smell. And I began applying deodorant probably 2 to 3 times a day. I would wash my underarms 2 to 3 times a day, but after 2 hours of having the deodorant on, it felt like it would just sweat off and nothing would help. So I began to search online again, and I found that a lot of people were using bentonite clay mask in order to get these toxins that were causing sweat and smell out of their underarms, which would help them to be smell free for 3 days. Luckily, I had just gone to Africa and I picked up this, and it's just a mask where you would apply water and then apply it to your underarms. It is very messy when you are doing it, and it's hard to get the clay mask off of your underarms, so I do have to actually scrub it with a brush, a body brush, in order to get it completely off. But I found that it actually did help. It didn't help for the full 3 days, but I could go 2 days with using deodorant, maybe once or twice a day, and it felt much better. But then on day 9, I started to develop rashes under my underarms. Every time I would apply the deodorant, I would burn. It was an intense burn. I had red marks going all the way to the very outside of my underarms, and it was just not pretty and not pleasant. So I decided to look for another deodorant with better ingredients that I could use on my underarms that didn't react with my skin in a bad way. When I went online, I found Little Seed Farm, and they offer deodorant that has activated charcoal in it. It is aluminum free and also baking soda free. And I was drawn to this website for those 2 reasons, but also because of the scents that they offer. They offer a jasmine tea scent, which I love jasmine smell, so I had to get free some of their free samples. They offer 2 free samples per order. You just pay for shipping, so it came out to maybe $2 to have 2 of these shipped, and you can choose 2 different scents to try. And these lasted probably a week each, like this small little packet. And instantly I felt like my underarms no longer had a rash underneath it. It was no longer painful to apply deodorant. And this is an actual deodorant cream, so you apply it differently. It comes in a container like this, which is about $10. And then you pay for shipping as well. And then it comes with a little scooper, I guess you would call it. And you just scoop up about a pea size. And then you would just put it on your finger and rub it all over your underarm. And I kind of go down to here just to make sure that everything is covered that would normally sweat and smell. And actually on the directions, it says that you can try this on other areas of your body that tends to sweat or smell. I haven't done that yet, but of course you'll want to do a spot test and do a small area first, just to make sure that that area isn't too sensitive for the product itself. But going back into the journey, once I reached day 12, I was still waiting for these packets to arrive. I had just ordered the packets and I smelled worse than I have ever smelled before. So I was just waiting by my email, waiting for an email to come in telling me that these packages have arrived so I could try a deodorant that could possibly work better for me. And even during that time, I think the next day I took a break from deodorant completely. It was just because I couldn't take the pain from applying the Tom's deodorant anymore. And sorry, you see me looking down, it's just because I took some notes to make sure that I remembered everything here for you guys. And then I finally got the deodorant in the mail on day 14, and I saw a huge improvement in my smell and sweating. I was sweating less, which from reading articles, this is something that happens later on anyway, but the smell was so much more pleasant. Like I could work out and I didn't smell after working out. I really think that this deodorant made a huge difference in my process. But another thing that I would like to mention is using an oil under your deodorant. And this is something that could be useful even if you aren't using an all-natural deodorant. A friend suggested this when I was in Africa because I told her that my deodorant didn't last very long, and also after I applied my deodorant for the same deodorant for so many months, I felt like my underarms were getting used to it. So she recommended using an oil underneath, and I started to do that again with my natural deodorant, and I think it really does help the deodorant to last longer throughout the day. And I haven't used this deodorant for very long yet, but we'll see in a couple months whether my underarms feel as if they have gotten used to it. Now I am in month 2 of using natural deodorant, and I think that I have really gotten used to using this deodorant. I don't think I would switch back to a non-natural deodorant. I apply my deodorant every 12 hours, which I think I would normally do with the Dove deodorant that I used in the past. I do sweat more, but I'm okay with that. There are different tricks that you can use if you aren't comfortable with sweating, or if you begin to sweat through your clothes. You can always use a panty liner and put the sticky side on the clothing, and then you don't have to worry about the sweat soaking through your clothes or just layering another shirt underneath. I haven't had to do either of those yet, and I have been just fine. And I live in Texas where it is 100 degrees right now, and everything has been good. I feel like the most useful tips that I can give is to start the facial clay mask a lot earlier than I did. I would do that in the very beginning. I think that helped out a lot, every 3 days, just applying that to your underarms. Definitely the oil. I would use the oil from day one, even if you aren't using natural deodorant yet. I think that that makes a huge difference in how the deodorant works. And lastly, I think patience. Being patient through this process. I think if you are working from home right now, this is a great time to do it. But last time I tried, I wasn't patient enough to actually see it through, and I think it's completely worth it. So just waiting that 2 to 4 weeks to see how things actually go for you, and trying different products along the way, because every product is not created equal. Every scent is not going to match your body scent, and some of it does interact with your body in a way where it makes you smell even more, or a strange smell. So I think it takes a lot of trial and error, but again, just be patient and it is totally worth it. Good luck with this process. Please let me know how it goes in the comments if you do begin to try it. If you have any questions, I hope that I can help you with it. But again, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this and you thought that it was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. See you next time.